Let me hit you with the harsh truth most never see coming. Every $5,000 you keep on a credit card does not just hurt you in interest. By the time it is finally paid off, it has quietly drained $22,000 from your future wealth, according to Experian and Vanguard projections. Why? That interest plus the investment growth you miss out on. The irony. The truly wealthy do their best to keep this quiet, while those struggling the most shout about crypto or get-rich-quick schemes from the rooftops. If you have ever felt stuck in the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle, know this. Lasting wealth is not about sudden million-dollar windfalls or secret tricks. Wall Street does not want you to know. It's about following 19 surprisingly simple rules most people ignore. These rules will not get you cheered at parties, but they could hand you an extra decade of freedom faster than you think. And yes, I will break down every key number. No hype, just real results. Stick with me, and I will give you the roadmap that actually works. Welcome to Jim Invests. I am Jim, and after years of studying the real habits of people who actually achieve financial independence, not the loudest voices online, but the folks living it every day, I uncovered 19 habits that quietly but consistently separate those who build real wealth from everyone still stuck wondering where their money keeps disappearing. If you are ready to see exactly why some people break free while others stay trapped, this is for you. Let us make one thing clear before we start digging into the rules themselves. Not one of these is about deprivation, guilt, or missing out. You will not hear me tell you to stop buying coffee or to live like a monk. That is not what gets you lasting wealth. Instead, these rules are about freeing up your future options, because your most valuable resource is not even money. It is choice. By the end, you will have a crystal clear roadmap to financial independence, stripped of hype and confusion. And here is my warning. Once you actually take these rules to heart, you will never think about money or notice other people's habits the same way again. Ready? Let us go. Rule number 1. Build an emergency fund. This is the point where most people's eyes glaze over. I get it. Emergency funds sound boring. But here is what your financial advisor will not tell you. It is not actually about emergencies at all. It is about freedom. Having 3 to 6 months of expenses parked in a plain old savings account changes the way you make every single decision. When you are not terrified of missing one paycheck, suddenly that toxic job is not the trap it used to be. Suddenly, you can risk starting that side gig because you know one misstep will not mean you are homeless. Most people think of emergency funds as just cover for car repairs, medical bills, or panicked moments. The truth? The real power is in what it unlocks, transforming you from a person who reacts to chaos into someone who seizes opportunities confidently. That shift shows up in your bank balance in ways you will feel for decades. Rule number 2. Prioritize paying off high-interest debt immediately and understand the brutal math behind it. Credit card companies bank, literally, on you underestimating compound interest. If you are carrying $5,000 in credit card debt at 20% interest, Experian average APR 2024, and you keep making only minimum payments, you could end up paying over $13,000 total. That is $8,000 out the window, purely in interest, money that could have been earning for you instead. Serious. And here is the double hit. If you had invested that $8,000 in a plain index fund with 8% average annual returns, historical Vanguard data, it could have grown to more than $14,000. So your $5,000 debt does not just burn $8,000. It robs you of $14,000 in future growth. That is a true hidden cost of over $22,000, an amount most people never see coming. Remember, this is educational only, not financial advice. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Consult a licensed financial advisor for your specific situation. Now, let us zoom out for a second. If you feel like you are stuck in the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle, drop me in the comments right now. You are not alone, and admitting it is the first step toward change. Rule 3. Live below your means. This idea often gets twisted into be cheap, cut everything that makes life fun. That is not it. It is about spending less than you earn so you can invest the difference. It starts with recognizing that every dollar spent on the forgettable stuff is a dollar that cannot help you in the long term. It is hundreds of little leaks, old subscriptions, convenience splurges, gradual lifestyle creep. The key is not austerity, it is paying attention. Start by reviewing the last 3 months of your spending and ask, which of these things did I actively choose and which just happened? You only need a few optimized choices to flip the script. First checkpoint. You have made it through the foundational money mindsets, about 1/6 of the way already. One small shift at a time, you are rewriting your future. Rule 4. Automate your savings and investments. Why? Because no matter how motivated you feel today, life will get in the way. Willpower fades, but automation is relentless. Set up a system so money moves from your checking into savings and investment accounts the moment your paycheck hits. This is not about laziness. It is about consistency, beating sporadic good intentions every single time. When you automate, saving happens by default. You adapt to what is left, almost painlessly. Rule 5. Save at least 20% of your income every month. Sound impossible? Here is why it is vital. The 20% is not random. It is what allows compound growth to work fast enough that you could retire in your 40s or early 50s if you invest it wisely. Want the math? Suppose you earn $60,000 after taxes and save $12,000 a year. 20% in investments averaging 7% annual return. In 20 years, you could have over $520,000. Bump that to 30 years, and it is $1.3 million. Even if early retirement is not your goal, this buffer protects you against short-term crises and unlocks long-term freedom. Of course, actual markets vary, so speak with a licensed advisor. And remember, these results are not guaranteed. This is for education, not advice. Which of these first 5 rules feels most challenging to you personally? Comment below. Let us see how our community is tackling these in real life. Rule 6. Drive a cheap, reliable car. I know, this is where half the audience checks out. But hear me out. According to Experian, in 2024, the average new car payment in America shot past $700 per month. Over 5 years, that is at least $42,000, not counting insurance, maintenance, gas, or the fact that a new car loses thousands in value the second you drive it off the lot. Buy a reliable used car for $15,000 instead and invest the payment difference. In 5 years, your investments could be worth over $60,000. Enough for a down payment on a rental, property, or a serious bump to your retirement account. Now, let us see the difference in real lives. Marcus paid $700 a month for a new car, for 60 months and ended up with a depreciated vehicle and little to show for it financially. Jane, meanwhile, drove her trusty $12,000 used sedan, invested the extra cash, and now has $62,000 toward her freedom fund. Which path would you choose? Rule 7. Cut unnecessary expenses ruthlessly. I challenge you, tonight, pull your last 90 days of bank statements. Break down every category, big and small. You might find $12 for premium parking here, $7 on unused subscriptions there. I'm Joy, or $40 in delivery fees you did not really need. According to a survey from Bankrate, most Americans spend at least 15 to 20% more per month than they realize. Money that barely moves the needle on life satisfaction. By slashing waste, you can often free up big cash without changing your lifestyle one bit. Quick recap. Rules 1 through 7. You have handled emergencies, killed high-interest debt, mastered spending, automated savings, hit the 20% target, avoided car payment traps, and plugged spending leaks. Already, you have laid a foundation the majority will never build. That is a third of the way there. Rule 8. Diversify your investments. And I mean more than just asset classes. Sure, spread your money between stocks, bonds, and real estate, but do not forget to diversify your incomes, skills, and opportunities. Relying on a single job, even a great one, is risky in 2024. Companies downsize, industries get disrupted. The people who thrive create backup streams. A little freelance here, some dividends there, maybe rental cash flow on the side. The specific strategy matters less than the principle. Do not stake your entire future on one source. Here is a teaser. In a moment, I will share the rule wealthy people most often say they wish they started with in their 20s. Do not miss it. Rule 9. Never invest in something you do not understand. This is the landmine zone. Every few years, a hot new trend, crypto, day trading, meme stocks, takes over the airwaves. Someone brags about tripling their money. But behind those stories are crowds who jump in blind, lose big, and end up jaded. The real wealth builders stick with strategies they fully comprehend, index funds that track the broad market. Rental properties, they know inside out. Skill building, they control. The market will tempt you to speculate, but getting rich predictably beats trying to get rich quick. Remember, investments always carry risk, and past wins do not promise future results. Consult a licensed advisor before making decisions for your unique financial picture. Rule 10. Stay informed, but do not get sucked in by financial news drama. The news is engineered to trigger fear and urgency because those emotions keep you watching, not because they help you succeed. The fundamentals, how compound interest works, how inflation erases buying power, the effect taxes have on investment returns do not change. Instead of chasing headlines, read everything you can from investors who have built real wealth over decades. Not one-hit wonder traders. Make sure each time you hear a number, you check the source. For this channel, I will overlay the source right on screen and list them below so you know where every stat comes from. Pause for a second. Which rule so far surprised you the most? Share your answer below and compare notes with others. Let us crowdsource some insights from our community. Rule 11. Take calculated risks. What separates the comfortable from the struggling is not risk. It is which risks they choose. Many put $40,000 into new cars that drop in value, but refuse to invest $10,000 in an index fund because it feels risky, or they saddle themselves with massive student loans for poorly chosen degrees instead of learning high-value skills on the side. Helpful, calculated risk means actually weighing downside and upside, then acting with logic, not emotion. Serious. Aim for bets where your potential loss is limited, but your upside is open. Rule 12. Start a side hustle or small business while you still have a job. Your job brings stability. Your side business can unlock unlimited upside and create tax advantages. The smart play is to start with what you already know. If you are an accountant, freelance bookkeeping, if you teach online courses or tutoring, learn entrepreneurship the slow, patient way. Reinvest your profits. Use your job as a safety net, and you will be shocked how quickly you can build a real second income. Quick poll. Of the first 12 rules, which one do you struggle with most? Comment below. Chances are someone in this community has advice or experience to share. Rule 13. Never quit your day job without a written plan and 6 months of expenses saved. You have seen the stories. People celebrating quitting their jobs to chase dreams. But here is what does not go viral. The folks who run out of cash and are forced to crawl back to worse jobs. Their confidence shattered. Treat your current job as a launch pad. Only jump when your side business is covering bills, not just feelings. Have a clear health coverage plan, too. Unexpected medical bills bankrupt more Americans than bad investments. Rule 14. Always negotiate your salary or find higher paying work. This is money most people leave on the table every year. Your employer's job is to pay you as little as possible to keep you around. Your job is to make more, demonstrate value, and advocate for your worth. Document achievements, research pay ranges, and do not be shy about making your case. If your company will not budge, keep building your skills and consider job hopping. Today, moving jobs every few years is often the fastest way to boost your income. Ask yourself, what would a $10,000 raise mean to your savings rate this year? Rule 15. Write out a 12-month financial plan. Most wait for the next crisis, then panic. Outsmart that pattern. Block out a half hour this week to walk through a few basics. What do you expect to earn this year? How much will you save and invest? Which big expenses loom? What is one goal you can track until year end? Writing it down makes wishful thinking concrete and forces you to spot problems before they blow up. Case in point, Sarah realized her car's lease was ending 6 months out, started saving, and avoided a last-minute drain on her emergency fund. While Tony did not plan ahead and slid right back into debt when his car finally died. Let us regroup. You are now over 3/4 of the way through the rules that drive real freedom. Take a second, screenshot these principles or grab the free checklist linked below so you stay on track as life gets busy. Rule 16. Learn the tax code basics because it is loaded with perks for people who pay attention. Most assume taxes are just an unavoidable burden. Truth. The U.S. tax code has hundreds of incentives for starting a business, investing in real estate, maxing out retirement accounts, and more. That can mean real dollars off your bill and more invested for your future. No need to memorize everything, but do take time to learn which credits, deductions, or tax advantage accounts fit your situation. If you are stuck, hire a reputable tax pro. The bill may pay for itself dozens of times over. Rule 17. Sacrifice some luxuries to buy your future options. There is a difference between living well and mindlessly chasing instant gratification. Every dollar spent on status goods Whether it is the luxury vacation or the latest tech, means less working for you. That does not mean you have to live like a hermit. It means being honest. Will this expense matter in a year, or could investing it mean 1 year closer to freedom? Wealth is not about being cheap. It's about being strategic. We're almost to the finish line. Only 2 rules left, and the strongest takeaways are still ahead. In just a moment, I will reveal the #1 rule most successful people say made the biggest difference. Rule 18. Make reading about money, investing, and business a habit. Most schools teach you how to work for someone else. If you want out of that cycle, start with books. Not the latest financial fad site, but works written by those who actually built wealth. Every single investor I look up to, from Warren Buffett to everyday millionaires, credits ongoing learning as their real advantage. And do not just read one book and call it good. Stay curious, stay humble, and keep refining your approach. Rule 19. Give monthly, even in small amounts, to a cause you care about. This might sound counterintuitive in a wealth video, but giving regularly transforms your money mindset. First, it keeps you living on less than you earn, reinforcing your most important money habits. Second, it builds gratitude and opens you up to more opportunities. Third, it keeps your financial goals grounded, a critical check as your net worth grows. Serious, whether it is $20, $100, or more dollars, monthly giving shapes your habits and, over time, your outcomes. Let us recap all 19 rules you just unlocked. First, build an emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of expenses. Second, pay off high-interest debt, especially credit cards. Third, live below your means. Fourth, automate your savings and investments. Fifth, save at least 20% of your income. Sixth, drive a cheap, reliable car. Seventh, cut unnecessary expenses. Eighth, diversify your investments and income sources. Ninth, never invest in what you do not understand. 10th, stay informed. Learn the fundamentals, not just news headlines. 11th, take calculated risks with big upsides. 12th, start a side hustle or business. 13th, do not quit your job without a plan and savings. 14th, negotiate for raises or find higher-paying work. 15th, create and update a 12-month financial plan. 16th, learn the basic tax advantages available to you. 17th, skip luxuries to invest for the future. 18th, read great books about money continuously. 19th, give something monthly to charity. Mindset win. These rules work because they're simple, repeatable, and rooted in what actually helps, not in wishful thinking or hype. You now know why some escape the hamster wheel, and others do not. The next step is yours. Do not forget. This video is for informational and educational purposes only and is not financial advice. Past performance does not guarantee future results, and investing always involves risk. If you want advice tailored to your unique situation, please consult a licensed financial advisor for the next steps and your free 19 Rules downloadable checklist. Keep watching until the end. Here is the quick recap. Wealth is not an accident. It's built step by step by following 19 oddly simple habits, each one reinforcing the next. With an emergency fund, no high-interest debt, a 20% plus savings rate, reliable transportation, and layers of diversified income and knowledge, you are positioned for the kind of freedom most only dream about. Now, your action steps. Tonight, pick just one rule you have not mastered. Maybe it is reviewing your expenses. Maybe it is automating your savings. Maybe it is starting the research phase on a side hustle. Block out 20 quiet minutes to act right now, not later. By week's end, download and print the 19 rules checklist linked below. Put it by your desk, fridge, or wallet. Mark each completed rule and update your 12-month financial plan this weekend. Set a reminder for 30 days from now to review your progress. In 6 to 12 months, you will see a transformed savings rate, clearer goals, and, if you stick with it, real portfolio growth. How fast will you see results? Most people notice real mindset and cash flow shifts within 3 months. Tangible net worth progress, usually in the 6 to 12-month window, as habits compound and you see true momentum. Freedom is won slow at first, then all at once. If you want a copy of the free 19 Rules Checklist to print out and track your habits every week, grab it from the link below. Next up, I am breaking down each rule with practical, real-life examples, and you cannot afford to miss those case studies if you are ready for real change. Subscribe for that series and turn on notifications. And before you go, let us make this a true community of action. Comment below with your #1 money mistake you are fixing this year. I will answer the best ones and share extra resources. Final reminder, this was for informational and educational purposes only and is not financial advice. Past performance does not guarantee future results. For advice tailored to your life, consult with a licensed advisor or certified financial planner.